KSBI 52. KSBI is OK Sports Wrap with your host, KSBI Sports Director Mark Van Posten.
Well, hello, welcome to the greatest sports show in the history of Oklahoma sports television. Thanks for pushing the easy button finding us tonight. I'm Mark Van Posten, joined by Justin Mitchell and Abigail Ogle. And guess what? We'll be talking Thunder today, guys.
Who would have thought?
I know. Speaking, before we get into the Thunder, we're going to do a lot of, I think we should ask our Facebook fans see if they understand the easy button reference. If you understand the easy button reference, post on our Facebook fan page.
Or what is it, Ray 3000? Something like that. What is it, Facebook?
It's definitely not ready.
Whatever it is.
It's Leon. We'll leave that one dangling out there as well. But yes, it was a 121-106 loss in Game 5 of the NBA Finals to the Thunder. The Heat win the championship, their second since 2006. And it was a 4-1 series final. It ended in 5 games. And, you know, it was just one of those things where it looked like early in the third quarter, guys, this was a game that the Thunder had a chance to come back and win, but it fell apart. But even with the loss, Justin, Thunder fans still proud of their team.
That's right. Despite that loss in the NBA Finals, 4,000 Thunder fans braved the Heat, welcome the team back to Oklahoma. Game 5 of the NBA Finals marked the end of a historic season for the Oklahoma City Thunder. For Friday morning was the fans' chance to get back to a team that has given them so much.
Last night was one of the toughest times we ever had as a group. But coming back home, we'll see you guys in the morning. So we really appreciate it.
The gathering in the middle of a field at the Will Rogers Airport was also a chance for players and coaches to show their appreciation for the Thunder faithful.
2 things I always will remember about this team. 1, that they played very hard, and 2, you guys cheered just as hard. Thank you.
Well, I played in Boston for like 8 years, and I thought it was the best fans in the world. Until I got to OKC, now I see what it means to be, part of something special.
Despite falling short of an NBA title, Kevin Durant promised the fans that they would be right back there next season.
And one thing I can say is that we're going to come back to work with you guys every single day as hard as we can to try to get back and try to bring the OKC.
For the OKC fans that braved the intense June heat to welcome the team back from Miami, it was an opportunity they couldn't miss.
Called in sick to come out here today.
So was it worth it?
Absolutely. This is one team that brought one city together and everything. There isn't one place you could have went in this past month that somebody wasn't talking about Thunder. So if my boss is watching this, my bad. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
Can you blame her?
Was she a KSBI employee?
No.
She works here, not kidding.
But, guys, typically several hundred Thunder fans head to the airport to welcome the team back to the city after big games, so I really didn't know what to expect this afternoon. Once I hit traffic a few miles outside the airport, I knew it was going to be a little bit different, but the fans were excited. The players were pretty upbeat, and I think one thing that showed the Oklahoma spirit that surprised me and surprised the Thunder staff was the hundreds of fans that stayed after to pick up trash. Nobody asked her to. It was pretty cool.
Little civic pride.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, one of the other, that was pretty touching sort of scene out there today, but also another one after the game last night as the Thunder was coming off the court and into the locker room. It was sort of a line down the side of the hallway back toward the locker room from the court of team management, team ownership, friends and family, and Kevin Durant sort of made the national spotlight a little bit, the local spotlight for sure. After he exited the court, guys, it was a chance to, like I said, sort of shake hands and hug with Sam Presti there and Clay Bennett. But then, as you'll see here in a moment, Kevin Durant up to his mom, which we've seen him do all season. But just look at his face here.
They talk time and time again about how this team is family. And you saw KD there at the postgame hugging LeBron James, everything like that. You could even see him trying to keep it together as he made his way through Clay Bennett and Sam Presti and all those guys. But that right there shows you how much that guy wants to win and how much you have to know that this finals and him falling short like that is taking a toll on him. The guy's a competitor, and you could tell he gave it all. I mean, he really left everything on the line.
And I love that he wasn't afraid to tear up a little bit. He knew there were cameras there. He wasn't afraid of people questioning, his manhood or anything like that. He was, greeting his mother after he lost watching the NBA Finals, and he was man enough to cheer us. And I can't say that I didn't do the same.
So it was sort of,
Just a little bit.
so it was sort of a rough way for the Thunder to end what otherwise was a fantastic season. And afterwards, after a game like that, one of the things you got to ask the coach is just about the season that has now ended.
We didn't win a championship this year, but they gave me championship effort all season long, and it's something I'm proud of. I love our guys. I love what they're about. They're winners. Unfortunately, we didn't accomplish our goal of winning the championship, but I thought we gave great effort all year long to put us in this position.
You the post-game presser on the loading dock? What was that noise? I don't know. Good Lord. It was pretty unusual. Normally, it's like they're kind of quiet, especially when the coach is talking.
Very quiet.
Command the room there. But, yeah, I mean, some of the highlights from the game, it was sort of a topsy-turvy game. At least early, you sort of thought the Thunder, like I mentioned off the top, was going to have a chance when the start of the second half rolled around. They cut the game, I think, to, a 5-point deficit, and then from there, Miami went on a run that just the Thunder couldn't come back from. Early, it did look like, though, that the Thunder might have a chance to really make a game out of this. Obviously another great game from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, KD had a great game. Derek Fisher had a couple of really big buckets there in the second quarter. But where I really think this team lost their momentum was that Harden foul. It was an offensive foul called on him on Norris Cole, and then Norris Cole went on to score something like a 24-foot jumper. And they were down by more than 10 at that point, and I think that was just kind of, a flow, and it didn't go well from there. Like you said, KD did have a good game. He outscored LeBron, and I think he may have had more rebounds, but LeBron had 13 assists compared to KD, who only had 3. So, maybe a little bit more growing into his role as a superstar and as an ultimate team player, but he should be proud of himself.
Well, let's hear from Kevin Durant after the game.
He didn't have much to say.
I'm hearing in the background, have him keep talking. That's how we do things around here.
We can do that. We can keep talking.
Yeah. It was, the game for Durant I thought was great. And, what was really unique to me, though, on the other side, LeBron James, you could tell he wanted this one bad. Triple-double for LeBron James. It's first of the season.
Shocking.
First of the season for a triple-double. That blew me away.
You're talking about the MVP, the guy that shot better than 50% from the field on the season. That's his first triple-double, and the way they get out in transition, the way that they like to penetrate and kick out to open, guys from the perimeter, that's shocking.
All right, now it sounds like we've got that Kevin Durant ready to go. Let's hear from him after.
It hurts. It hurts, man. We're all brothers on the team. It just hurts to go out like this, We made it, to the finals, which was cool for us, but we didn't want to just make it there. Unfortunately, we lost, so it's tough. It's tough, man. That's the only way I can explain it. But as a whole, I'm proud of the guys on how we fought all season. During the lockout, we came together as a group and worked hard, and we're going to continue to work hard. So, I wouldn't want to play with anybody else. I wouldn't want to play for any other city. Just blessed to be a part of this organization, and hopefully we can get back.
A lot of guys kind of give you coach speak when they get up on the podium, when they're talking to reporters. I think Kevin Durant's one of the guys that really tries not to do that. And even if it is a little bit of coach speak, everything he says sounds genuine, and I think it is for the most part. I think it is probably in, 100%. He just likes playing here. He likes playing for the team. He likes playing for the city. He likes playing for his fans. And you could tell in his voice, earlier at the welcome back at the airport that he was just more bummed out about the way this series ended than I even maybe we thought possible.
There's something to be said for somebody that's able to speak their mind, but do it in a way that's classy, do it in a way that a lot of times doesn't make other people mad, doesn't make your teammates mad or anything like that. But, there is one good thing that I think came from this loss. We saw the backpack again, the backpack on that post-game presser.
I do want to mention, though, that post-game press conference is right after the game. They just go straight to the locker room, they shower, they put their clothes on, and they come back out. And I would assume as an NBA player, if you just watched the NBA Finals, that's the last thing you want to do is go answer questions. So thanks to the Thunder, thanks to KD for keeping it real.
He thanked the media. Pretty cool. Well, I thought he was talking to me. He did thank the media.
Also, we can't get out of this first block without mentioning the great game from Mike Miller. 6 from downtown, 7 3-pointers. There's no answer for that. When a team scores 14 3-pointers, you're probably going to lose every time. Coming up after the break, the other team's going to lose every time. Coming up after the break, we've got an exclusive interview with Stephen B. Smith. That's right. We're bringing our team to you. We'll be right back to explain that.